Like I oftentimes do, and most of the time it's when we win, I say this, but just want to thank our crowd. They were incredible today. As great as it is in the Cintas Center, I thought today it was more. There was juice. Like, first 4 minutes of the game is incredible. And again, we feed off it, in this case, probably to avoid a big score, a lopsided loss, and then we made a run. And I also am very proud of our team that we fought to the very, very end, really like we've done in every game this year. I thought at times when I had to call a couple of timeouts tonight, and it looked like our guys weren't trying. I thought it was more of a sense of just his frustration and how hard it was, for us to score and to dig into their lead. They're a really difficult team to defend, and that frustration kind of led to us not being able to get back a couple times. But once we got through that segment there in the early second half, I thought we played with amazing energy and effort, and Creighton is better than we are. Mason Miller, an excellent shooter, had a huge role on last year's team that was in the Elite Eight. Ryan Kalkbrenner, I think he's one of college basketball's best players. His screening, his shot blocking, his defensive presence, and then tonight, his scoring and catching lobs, giving them that dimension at the rim. There aren't many teams you play that have that, and he was amazing here tonight. Stephen Ashworth, there's nobody a year ago who made more three-point shots that played the game in college basketball than him. Coming into our game here tonight, he had made 15 of his last 24 threes, and just so happens tonight he was 1 for 8. I think Trey Alexander is an NBA player. He can do it all, and we actually did a good job on him. He was 5 for 15 from the floor, 0 for 4 from 3. And Baylor Shireman, he's one of my favorite players I've ever coached against. His ability to pass at his size, rebound, shoot, toughness, make big plays. Again, I think he's one of the best players in college basketball. And, Creighton gets into March Madness like they were a year ago. They're capable of winning as many games as anybody, and I certainly would not want to play them. Unbelievable amount of respect for their team, their offense, their defense, and I tell you, they're a really good team. For us to win the game tonight, we would have had to play better, be at our best, and we probably would have had to catch them maybe not at their best. And I don't know if either happened here today. So, again, lost to a really good team. And what I'm not going to do is allow this home loss to now change our mindset of what we've been doing the last 3 months. And that is to be able to learn from this game, grow. There's a lot of good that happened. Be better, have 3 or 4 great days, and be as ready as we possibly can for the next game. Right now, as it gets closer to March, the gloom on a loss, it just kind of steals your mind. It's like, oh, my God, we lost. Yeah, we lost. We have to come back and bounce back. And we also have 3 more home games. We have 4 road games. We are in the Big East tournament, and it's so much going to be about, can you keep playing well? Can we get better? That was the message to our team, and I have no problem with our team's effort level, our preparation. We wanted to win this game badly, and we lost to a really good team.
Sean, what was the message in those 3 timeouts from the first half to open the second half? I think you called 3 timeouts in 3.5 minutes or so.
I just sensed that we had lost our confidence, and we weren't getting back. I would say part of my message is you have to run faster. Yeah, you can't. This isn't a game to jog back. But when things aren't going well, and it becomes frustrating, the first thing to go is that right there. I thought our big guys struggled tonight. Collectively, I think they were 1 for 10 from the floor, and had 5 turnovers. And when you consider the value of just Ryan Kalkbrenner alone, that's a really tough mountain for us to overcome. So I know they can be better. We need them to be better. but we needed them to be better this afternoon, and we weren't able to get it done.
What did you see from Creighton's defense, or if there was anything differently that they did tonight that they did against you back in Omaha, and how they limited your three-point attempts, especially with Quincy?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they played their coverage. You know, it's really unique. They don't foul. Ryan Kalkbrenner, he's very deceptive in how he protects the rim. It's not always with the shot block. It's with his intelligence and his coordination and his positioning. And those guys that are playing alongside of him, they're really experienced. Not only experienced playing together for Creighton, but just in their own respective careers. They're an older, wiser team. And, you know, you almost felt that by the start we had today and how they responded. You know, they have a lot of poise, and they're an excellent team. You know, Greg, their team's very well coached on offense. They're also very well coached on defense, and you know, they have a style that's difficult to play against. So, yeah.
You mentioned the big guys struggled today. You decided to go with Lazar down the stretch there. Did you see anything from him that allowed him to stay on the floor, or was it more a product of those other guys struggling?
Both. I do think Lazar, you know, he's very talented athletically. He can run, jump. We were pressing. He was also fresh. So you have somebody that can really move defensively, and he's fresh. I thought that gave us our best chance to win or make a comeback. And in that particular segment, I thought Lazar did a really good job moving his feet. You know, he was 0 for 2 from the field, but just in terms of how hard he played, doing a good job on the press, flying around, rebounding, being able to move. I thought he did a good job. You know, Abu, he didn't have it tonight. He's really had it in so many big games for us this year. He's been a great competitor, but tonight I thought he got down when he missed some shots, became frustrated, and he wasn't able to really give us, for example, what he did in our last game, you know, earlier in the week.
Not so much tied to today's game, but Dalen has a ton of minutes as a freshman. What do you like about his game, and where do you want his growth to come from next?
Yeah, I mean, Dalen is a big part of this year's team. Certainly his best days are ahead of him. He's only 18 years old, and he has made more positive plays and improved as our year's gone on. We count on him. We need him. When you think about our bench, when we come, you know, with our non-starters, it's, you know, Dalen, who's a freshman, Sasha, who's a freshman, Trey Green, who's a freshman, and Lazar, who's a freshman. That's not by design, but, you know, that's part of who we are. A lot of inexperience coming in the game. Those guys have all had their moments, but, you know, in terms of Dalen, you know, as he works on his shot, gets stronger, continues to develop, I think he's going to be really an exciting and very, very good Big East player in the future.
Next question.
Coach, it seemed that when Lazar came out on the offensive end and had the ball at the top of the key, Creighton was intentionally playing back off of him. As someone who's been able to knock down a few three-point attempts over the course of this season, was this just a one-game thing to have him kind of hold off on shooting those shots from behind the arc, or is that something that is going to become a pattern?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, his percentage isn't good, but, you know, we want him to be able to take it. I just think in the way the game was being played, and, you know, we have a deficit. Every possession seemed to matter more, and, you know, I thought his decision-making was good. He set some really good screens and rolled to the rim, but clearly if he's wide open, look, any type of production we can get from our big guys is a positive. I mean, if you think about our game, Des, Claude, Quincy, and Davion, you know, they had 23 of our 28 field goals. You know, they had 22, 18, and 21 points. So that's, you know, you add that up, 43, it's like 61 points between three players. And guess what? They've done it really the entire Big East slate. So, you know, we're counting on them, but they need some help. Tonight, we didn't have enough around them. And, look, Kalkbrenner got over the top for lobs against our defense and scheme. That's something we didn't give up in game one. But I will tell you, it looks easy. Those passes, the catch, the timing, the ability to do it and be 12 for 14 from the floor, there aren't a lot of combinations of players that can make the plays like they do. That's why they're such a really good offensive team. I thought Creighton was outstanding tonight. You know, we've played seemingly, I think, every great team in America, east of the Mississippi, even a couple west. Houston, Purdue, UConn. On a given night on a neutral court, Creighton is their equal. I'm very sure of that. And I thought they were really impressive here today.